There's a moment right before a wildfire spreads where everything is silent. The wind dies down, the air grows thick, the world holds its breath. That's how it felt when I walked away from Clyde. I survived the violence, the chaos, the chokehold he had had on my life. I broke away. I believed it was over. I believed the worst was behind me. Fire doesn't stop burning because you run from it. It follows. It lingers in the air, in the scars, in the way you still flinch at loud noises and hold your breath when a man raises his voice. I told myself I wouldn't get trapped again. I'd see the signs this time. Then Antonio DeFina walked into my life. Where Clyde was a storm, Antonio was a current, deep, strong, pulling me under before I realized I was sinking. He didn't rage. He didn't break things when he was angry. He didn't have to. Antonio's power simmered, coiled beneath the surface. It didn't need to explode. It bent the room around him. I'd learned to read danger the way others read weather, and something in the air around him, it was storm season. Across the room, two men in suits hushed their conversation, their laughter dying the moment Antonio turned in their direction. One of them, the older one, took a measured sip of his drink, his fingers wrapped too tightly around the glass. I saw it in the way men straightened their ties when he passed, in the way waiters rushed to refill his glass before it was empty, in the way, without ever saying a word, he made you forget you had choices at all. He never raised his voice because he never needed to. A look, as Antonio led me past the tables, a hushed conversation caught my ear, the tail end of it. "Won't be a problem much longer," one man murmured to another. The second man nodded, eyes darting to Antonio, then back to his drink. Neither spoke again until we were out of earshot. A gesture, a single word.
Fidati, bella.
Spoken in a voice as smooth as aged bourbon. That was all it took. And just like that, I was his. At first, it seemed different, safer, maybe. Or at least, that's what I told myself. No longer trapped in the backwoods where walls' muffled cries and bruises never saw daylight. No locked doors, no whispered apologies, no empty promises that next time wouldn't hurt. Now I dined in fine restaurants wrapped in designer silk, sipping wine from bottles costing more than my rent.
Guardami.
He murmured once, his fingers drawing circles on my wrist.
You trust me, don't you, Bella?
It seemed like a fair trade, until I started wondering if I'd ever actually agreed to it. When had I stopped choosing and started following? Antonio never forced me into anything. He never had to. His world closed around me like the walls of a palace, spun gold, soft whispers, a velvet cage I mistook for freedom. He never asked me to stay. Somehow I never left. I should have questioned it. The way his attention wrapped around me like sunlight, warm but blinding. The way his words curled around me like silk, soft but impossible to untangle. The way every decision I thought I was making, where I went, who I met, what I dreamed of, had already been accounted for, but I didn't. After everything I survived, wasn't I allowed to pretend, for a while, this was something real? Power doesn't come without a price. Antonio transcended business. He was power incarnate, El Rey de la Chita. I was already on my knees. I didn't simply fall in love with him. I fell into his world, too deep to notice, too far gone to drown. I had been led straight into the high tide. Led, not swept, because Antonio never let anything happen by accident.